cool, Brewster.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
You won, and I died.
I feel a yeah.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
How's it hanging, Phil?
What's the front time, shit? Come and get it!
So either put the gun down now, or kiss your ass goodbye.
Let's get this party started.
I agree, Dana. Let's get this party started. So, welcome back to Sledgehammer Horror, guys. I am Ken Sledge.
And I'm Ashley Sledge.
And let's talk horror. So, for the second time on the channel, and for the first time live, we are joined by the amazing duo of Till Death Do Us Scream, Rob and Mel. How you doing tonight, guys?
Hey guys, what's up?
Good. We're glad to
Do you want me to name all the movies in your intro now?
Yeah.
Did you know all the little quotes that they have?
Yeah.
I literally find myself saying them
Every single time. So you guys have seen them on our My First Horror Movie show, but for the people that didn't catch that episode, can you tell people a little bit about what you guys do over at the channel?
It's just basically we were just trying to do a format that's just like fun. If like people aren't familiar with me, I've been in the business for like 16 years on and off, and like I just wanted to do something with my wife, something that we can call our own, and that's kind of like why I scrapped everything else and just we decided to do our own thing. And honestly, like it's just fun, dude. Like we I don't know, I mean, I'll spoil it, but for our Mother's Day episode, we're doing Evil Dead Rise.
Nice.
So I'm going to be dressing like Beth, and she's going to be Alyssa Sutherland. So yeah, I'm
going to make myself look horrible.
That's awesome.
Like a deadite.
That is awesome.
That's gonna be fun. Yeah, that's cool.
We got the cheat trader and everything.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we do
Amazing.
actually.
Right. Well,
So,
the
yeah,
best
no,
thing that you guys can do is we have their links down in the description. So make sure that you are subscribing to their channel. Make sure that you are following them on social media. So that way you could be up to date with Mother's Day right around the corner.
It
So
is.
And I also want to mention we just did our Sinners episode where we both dressed like Southern vampires, and I'm really proud of that episode. I think it's pretty cool. So if you guys want to check that out, you can.
it's always awesome when you do something like that just comes together and you're super, super proud of it. Like, I love
like,
those episodes.
I created this.
Yeah. There's definitely been episodes where you're like, that was all right.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. It is what it is.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely been times where you're just like, all right, let's put this out and try to do something.
Yeah. Just hope for the best here.
Where he had to edit me because I was yawning because I was tired because I had worked that day.
Yeah.
I get it. Believe me.
A lot of
There's
yawning.
plenty. I bet you could go. She probably can. I bet you could go through every trailer reaction and choose the ones where I woke you up. Like, hey, you want to go react to this trailer real quick? Because she just worked the night before.
Every single one of them. Or like when I just get out of the shower.
Right.
My hair's still wet.
It's for passion. I recommend anybody that like loves anything to do it. It's definitely fulfilling.
It 100%
gives us time to do something together. Like we don't. We don't party anymore. We're both in our, late 40s. So, oh, sorry, she's my bad.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, real quick, we're going to catch up on the chat, kind of see who's all here. We got Nathan.
Hey, Nathan.
What's up, buddy? I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
Ryan doing the Lord's work.
Hi, Ryan.
He put their link in the chat as well.
Thank you,
so
Ryan.
we got their link in the chat and in the description, guys. So make sure you're clicking that and hitting that subscribe button and becoming a part of their family as well.
Ryan's doing the Lord's work, man. I usually see him on Tuesdays when you do your stuff.
He's great.
Ryan's he's just incredible. Incredible. Hardworking, works on all these channels. Number 5, 4, 2, 3, 1. Okay. First super chat.
Thanks,
Charles. Well, we got our first super chat, so you know what that means.
Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby.
And the damn enchiladas.
Yes, I'm very excited about Final Destination Bloodlines.
I absolutely am too. Yeah.
I just hope that they don't try to retcon too many things. The trailer shows a little bit of retconning, I think. So, and I can tell you, I'm going to bust out into major tears when Tony Todd's on that screen talking about.
I'm going to tell you why I'm really excited about this one, because it kind of it sort of like reminds me of something like from maybe the mid 90s, early 2000s. Like it kind of has like, especially with the grandmother, like her revelation and going back into her history, it kind of has like I don't know, sort of like a ghost ship feel a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I really dig that about it. It's like kind of going back to basics a little bit. And it doesn't feel like it's too flashy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Like it's not, this isn't your mother's Final Destination.
Right.
I'm just excited just to see it. Like it's been a while since they've come out with another one. Like
right.
What was 5 was in what 13 or 11?
Oh yeah,
11 I think.
A long
time ago.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what kind of kills they do. I'm being honest.
Always.
I think Final Destination had all the movies had some pretty awesome kills in it. So
yeah. For sure.
Oh, the glass in the cup is gonna fuck with me really hard. Like I like that, like whatever that is. Yeah, because I've actually worked in serving and stuff, and I've literally had moments where I was told that something happened and like one of the customers like swallowed a piece of glass or something like that. And I was like, oh my God. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, horrible. I'm getting sued right now. You know what I mean? Like,
today's my last day. See you guys.
Right.
My 3 friends and I are watching. We are all huge fun. Thank you, Amanda.
Thanks, Amanda.
And thank you for being here. We love seeing you here. You're here all the time, and it's so appreciated. Thank you, love.
Absolutely.
Gory. What's up, Gory?
Gory?
Oh, whoa, hold on. Yeah, we got pushed way to the bottom. I don't know how that happened.
Save.
What's up, Aiden?
Hey, Aiden.
There's Amanda. We'll talk to about that one.
Freddie
what's up,
Fazbear,
Adrian?
I just want to mention that that was actually our son's first horror movie.
Really?
We watched, Five Nights at Freddy's.
That's awesome. Yeah, we took our kids to see that
one
too.
Yep. I'm keeping my mouth shut. Hello everyone. Thank you for your super chat.
Thank you.
Watching at 1 a.m. in England. Possible hot take, but my favorite is Final Destination 3. Oh, and the Choose Your Fate feature on the DVD.
Yeah,
Jordan,
that's pretty cool.
Jordan loved that.
Yeah.
Your little brother. He loved
Danny, you'll be surprised by my response on that one. We're not
so we got let's do this one. We got our first super chat, which gave us our first damn enchilada. Second super chat gives us our second damn enchilada.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Thank you.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that
so
from?
Cool. We were doing a convention with him. We were guests at Atlantic City Celebrity Convention with him.
Yeah, and he showed him that we do
and
that.
We showed him that we do that. And he's like, well, here, put the camera on me. I'll do it for you guys now so you can have a special one just for your channel.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, the coolest thing about him, we were at lunch and we were all out on the balcony and he was talking for seagulls, like having conversations for the seagulls that were out on the pier. And he was just
funny guy.
Yeah, he was just genuinely making us laugh so hard, and he was just such a good dude, and I love him to death. He's so kind, and I can't wait.
He's so underrated. I mean, like, just the work that he does on cartoons. He's like a voice actor, and like I think he's done some video game stuff, and
he's also doing Joanna Man 2 right now.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep. He talked about that at the convention. That was when he let the cat out of the bag about it. So we were like, hell yeah.
Wow.
What's up, Ashton?
Hey, Ashton.
Thank you, Anthony. What's going on, brother? I knew T. Parker. We just watched 1 through 3. Has it changed? I don't know, man. T. Parker, I know. Whew.
T. Parker, I've been following you for a minute, man. You know your shit.
T. Parker is awesome. Oh, yes. Thank you, John. John ordered a Sledgehammer Horror t-shirt. Please,
awesome.
You guys can order your merchandise down in the description. When that comes in, take a picture of you wearing your amazing Sledgehammer Horror merchandise. We would love to throw that up on the channel to brag about how awesome our fans are. I hate saying fans. It's so weird. Our family is for wearing our merchandise. That's so incredible. And we appreciate you guys so much. God, I hate this damn thing. Got to get a new one. It's so worn out.
Cut.
Stretched out.
Yep.
We will eventually get Sledgehammer merch for sure.
Hey, no rush, man. We appreciate you guys being friends and being here with us. All right, guys. We are all caught up on the chat. So what we're going to do is we are going to go from least to favorite in this franchise. So starting off with me, and I don't think this is a surprise to anybody, is Final Destination 4.
Mhm.
The Final
I think
Destination.
we're all in consensus. Sorry.
Wow.
I do not like this movie. You know, and it sucks because a friend of ours, I hate doing the, you know, what I
You
dropped,
like
that's the name.
you like Exorcist
You know?
2, The Heretic also, don't you?
Yeah, something
Lord.
like that.
I think I'd rather watch this though.
Oh, easily. Well, and like I said, our friend's in it. Justin
Yeah,
Wellborn.
he's the racist.
He's the racist in this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a buddy of ours.
Wow.
And so like he in everything he does, because he was also in VHS Viral. He was the magician in that movie. And
okay.
Everything he does is so incredible. And I love him in this movie. And it's so funny because, like, you know, he'll be out on the street and he'll, you know, whatever, he'll talk to fans and stuff. And they're like, do you really have swastika tattoos and stuff? And he's like, you guys know I'm an actor, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know that I really don't hate black
I
people.
didn't actually die and get spread across, the street.
I was thinking the only good thing about this,
You know, Edward Norton plays basketball in Venice Beach and like kicks, you know, black people off the court all the time, you know.
right? Yeah, for sure. So like with him, like his death is awesome.
Yeah.
You know, the tow truck, listening to Why Can't We Be Friends?
Why can't
You know,
we?
that was so good.
Yeah.
And you know, the swimming pool death is so gnarly. So I mean, like, even though there's a lot of shit characters and a lot of dumb shit throughout this movie, I don't hate the movie. It's my least favorite in this franchise. I've seen way worse movies than this.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So I think this movie, its biggest downfall is just how shitty it looks.
Yeah.
Like, it looks really bad. Like the 3D shit didn't age well. And the deaths at the beginning are comically bad.
Yeah.
They look really bad during that NASCAR
I
shit.
do appreciate that the 3D was utilized in a way that, you know, like they were obviously trying to do something, you know, like with it instead of like just having something happen every 4 seconds. You know what I
Right.
mean?
But
you're
I think
right. It doesn't hold up.
5 was also shot in 3D.
Yeah.
But I don't think it looks a quarter as bad
No.
as 4 does. Like,
They
there's
probably
just
used a
something
better
about the
camera.
techniques.
They probably used a
there's
red
something
on
about the
5.
techniques they did on 4 that just it doesn't look. It didn't age well to me.
Yeah.
So, my least favorite of the bunch is going to be the Final Destination 4.
That is also my least favorite for all the same reasons. I could care less about the characters. A lot of the characters in the Final Destination franchise are just meatbags. They're just there to get killed by death, and you don't really care about that many of them because you always have like the sleazy guy and the fuck boy and the racist, and so you want them to die. You don't care about them, but these characters are just so like over the top ridiculous. I feel like the guy that gets his butthole ripped out of him in the pool. Like, which it's a disgusting kill, but like,
You don't care.
Yeah, you don't care because for one, he
sucks.
Yeah,
I forgot about that one. That was a really good kill. Thanks for reminding me.
The CGI blood though, when it comes
terrible.
out, it looks so bad.
Yeah,
I do want to add that one of my favorite characters, like when it comes to a character, is in this movie, George, the one that the racist goes after.
Yeah,
that
Michael
black
T.
guy.
Williamson.
Yeah.
Bubba
George,
Gump,
I think he is one of my favorite characters
because there's really not any other characters in this movie that you can even.
No, I mean in the whole franchise.
Oh, okay.
He's one of my favorite. He's a genuine nice guy that tries to do right by everybody.
Yeah.
I like his character a lot.
He was just doing his job as a security guard. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. I just it didn't hold up for the first 2 movies. Like the first 2 movies, they did all this stuff with practically.
Yeah.
And then this one was just so like overdone with CGI.
And it just looks so bad.
It does. Yeah. So I think that, like you said, the NASCAR thing with like the tire flying and
the motor landing on that one.
Yeah, and it looks so unreal.
Yeah.
Like, is this supposed to be funny? Like, I don't know. That part sucks.
Well, there's two reasons the pool one makes me laugh. Number one is like we were told that when we were kids, like it's going to suck your asshole out.
Yeah.
And then that was like the thing that they were telling Mac and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like, stop, don't do that. Like, don't put your ass by the drain. Cause like that, I don't know. It was always a thing that your intestines were going to get sucked out if you did.
That's one thing they do well is they go on your fears of things that you have fear your whole life, and they just amplify them. So yeah, that's what this franchise does for sure.
All right, so we're both in agreement on number 5.
Yeah.
What about you, Rob? What's last place for you?
Oh man, get a drum roll ready. Hot take. Lava. Ready?
Yeah.
1. Really?
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think they got their bearings yet in terms of the story. I think, like obviously there has to be an origin point, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like it was, I don't know. It was kind of like a little underbaked, I think. And, like, just like any other mythology and horror, it's just like, it kind of has to like kind of take its stride a little bit. And I think, once they got into the actual idea of what death truly was, I think it just became a better series, but I respect it. I respect the hell out of it. I understand that, like it was originally supposed to be an X-Files episode, which I absolutely love. Like there's definitely some meat on that bone for sure. I don't know, man, for some reason, 1 just is not my favorite.
Understood.
Yeah.
I just want to add real quick.
I'm sorry. All I heard was blah, blah, blah. I'm a dirty tramp.
Blah, 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 blah.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
All right. So how about you, Mel? What's your
hands
least
down
favorite?
4. That thing sucked so bad. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna put it out there. I actually had to rewatch the entire series because it's been a while, and I realized I'd never watched 4, and there was a damn good reason why. That it just sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that I can't like that. I don't hate
You can
this
live
movie.
without it.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
And here's the other thing. It's supposed to be, like there's supposed to be a silliness to it, right? I feel like the first one was just a little too dramatic, and it kind of came off like a CW show. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, that was the era. Like, I mean, that was just the hair,
2000s. Yeah.
Overacting. Yeah.
I just feel like the fun wasn't there, like in the others.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What's up, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
What is up, Jerry?
Hey, Jerry.
Nice to see you. Thank you so much, Danny. I know they appreciate it too.
Heck yeah.
Thank you, Danny.
There's our girl.
Hello.
We love and miss you too.
We love and miss you too.
Hello, Cecily.
What's up?
4 is my least favorite. Also, the tanning bed scene. Stay away from those. I think the tanning bed is in 3, though, right?
It is
3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's definitely one of my
Don't even
favorites.
get me started. Dylan's always coming in with these hot takes. So did Bruce and Jaws 3D. You ain't lying. The Final Destination. So bad.
When you have the last name Smithy, you got to have some hot takes.
Right. When Hippie was doing a Final Destination watch along before Bloodlines come out next week. We've done the first 3, and then hell yeah,
That's awesome.
love her to death. She's doing great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cry. I'm telling you right now, Ryan. I'm going to cry. One of
Yeah.
the nicest men you could have ever met.
Now, here's my question when it comes to the Tony Todd thing. I mean, they said whatever he does, clearly because of the situation, is going to be emotional. But what do you think that's going to be? Do you think there's going to be some sort of, like actual idea of who Bloodworth is? You know what I mean? Like, because I think he's death personified. Honestly, that's just my feeling.
See, I don't think so. Just because, like, I mean, even if you watch the trailer, you can see that Tony doesn't look good.
Yeah, no, he's very.
It's kind of like Sid Hagen 3 from Hell. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that he's gonna. I think he knew this was going to be his last role, and I think he wanted to go out with something that he loved.
So he just went truly method.
I think he really did. I think he just went all out in this movie, and like I said, it's going to be bittersweet because and this isn't just because of Tony's death. We've said this for years. One of the just seriously nicest guys.
Oh yeah.
He made me feel like the biggest person in the room every time we were around him, and I loved him. And I'm really gonna miss hearing that voice and watching him in movies. And
that's impossible because that dude's freaking tall, bro. So I'm 6'2" and he's towering over me. I'll give you
for
guys
sure.
I'll give you guys a Tony Todd story. You know, and I love to meet him, obviously, because it was like, you know, like that was my first entry into, you know, like just not even just convention like, but just like, you know, the horror industry in general. That's where I met her. But I remember like he asked me to sit down to have dinner with him, and he was a strange cat, man, and I loved him for it. Like he would just like literally like be doing stuff with his hands like this, like at the table, and I'd be like, "What are you doing, Tony?" He'd be like, you know, like I don't. And then Adam
like,
Green was saying,
I'm
like,
minding my
Tony was
business.
the
I will
second
do the
dude.
same.
Huh? Yeah.
He was like,
he was just doing like method stuff with his hands, like just sitting there. And then like, you know, like I'm ripping this from Adam Green, but you know, like Adam used to get calls from all the time. Like, so my character in Hatchet, you know, be like 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, yeah, dude, do whatever you want. Like, like he was just very.
You control this, Tony.
He was just very method in everything he did, and I really just, you know, like I know it will, but that Tony Todd, you know, conclusion in Final Destination sticks the landing for him.
Yeah,
in terms of his character.
I think out of respect, I think they absolutely will do that for him. He sucks. Yeah, the tampon in the kid's ears. Oh God.
Oh God, that was hilarious though.
They made a law to have the device have a kill switch if someone is putting their butt near the machine.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably a good thing.
Ty says, I agree. The original is probably my least favorite.
Look, I'm not gonna applaud that. I mean,
not...
we're probably assholes for saying that, but like, it's just how I feel. I'm not gonna be.
Anyone else have an opinion I don't give a fuck about?
Thank you.
The Final Destination was affected by the 0708.
I feel like I've lost Ken's friendship.
No. The worst part is you lost cool points in my eyes.
Oh, that is
both uneventful and
how
underwhelming.
dare you say one was worse than 4?
Those are one haters. Can we have a chat? What's up, Big Rod? What's up,
I think
and
there's
Brendan?
a lot to appreciate with 4. I love the theater explosion. I think that was awesome.
But my whole question is, can we Final Destination our upstairs neighbor right now? That would be great.
No.
They're stomping around like an elephant.
Oh God, I couldn't imagine. Yeah.
Well, that would be Purge,
What's up,
not
Prince?
Final Destination.
Yeah. If only we had the Purge.
Yeah.
Right.
Hope you're doing great as well, my friend.
There's a possibility we may soon have the Purge. You just gotta, you know, bide your time.
Yeah.
What's up, Dice?
Hi, Dice.
What's up, Jigsaw? So do I.
Me.
I never liked the first Final Destination either. Oh.
Okay.
Huh.
You're starting to piss me off, buddy.
4 is more entertainment. The is Bloodline. The OG is borderline boring. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
I didn't know there was so much Final
I mean, mine
Destination
isn't
hate.
very high, but it's not the lowest. All right. Do you want to start with your number 4?
Yeah, my number 4 is 3. Definitely a step up from 4. Again, these characters aren't great. I do love Mary Ann Winstead. Mary Ann Winstead.
Yeah.
I think
Mary
she's great.
Elizabeth Winstead.
Mary Elizabeth. Yes, that's what I'm going for.
Mary Ann is our friend. Mary Elizabeth.
I got the two mixed up. Anyways, I thought for her being her first role, I thought she did a pretty good job. But everybody else don't really care about again. Didn't care if they killed.
No Tony
if they
Todd.
got killed off. Yeah, you get his voice,
Cool.
but that's about it. You just
I mean, I love Tony's voice, but it's Tony Todd.
yeah,
Give me Tony.
You don't get that.
That's why that's why I feel like he's death personified. To just say he was a mortician in the series, I just don't agree with that. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, he was the voice for Devil's Flight, and he's also the voice for the conductor at the end. You know, obviously they had like a bunch of like alternate scenes or whatever, but like, you know, he was, you know, in the subway. So it just feels to me like he has more connective tissue than just, you know, I know about this thing going on. You know what I mean?
It's possible for sure. Yeah. I mean, he works in the morgue and he's around death all the time. So who knows? But the tanning bed kill in this one is one of my favorite kills in the franchise. It just freaks me out. Like I used to tan all the time when I was a teenager, and just like I feel like it's claustrophobic anyways, and then you can't get out and you're burning alive, and I just think it's awesome, and it's like you can't look away. It's just this complete disaster.
Ashley was watching that scene like,
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it plays on you.
And because
25%
titties,
off for all high schoolers who have fake tits.
and because
Yeah.
For real. Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't born in that department, so I didn't get 25% off.
right, but I do like your tits.
Thanks.
So how about you, Rob? What's your number 4?
because titties.
What's my number 4?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to say, because I'm kind of ping-ponging around a little bit. I'm going to say 5 is my number 4.
Okay.
I feel like I love certain aspects of it. I love the gymnastics scene. I think that's great. The bridge scene, which was always an irrational fear of mine, growing up in the city. Like, I mean, shit, a bridge just collapsed like last year in New Jersey. So, like that fear was always there with me. So there's a lot of great things that are excellent, when it comes to that particular installment. But, also too, like, I don't know, the plane reveal was such a, shock to the system when it first happened. You know what I mean? Like just being there in the theater, and then all of a sudden, like you see like Flight 180, and you're like, oh my God, like that's awesome.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
And it's such a, and it's such a cheap move, but it just was so effective. You know what I mean?
It really was, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, like, nobody expected that.
No.
Right.
Which I love that we got that surprise and it wasn't ruined. Like that was great.
Yeah.
Things that annoyed me about it, though, and the main one for me is that, like, I don't know, the two main guys weren't very like likable to me. And I actually got a chance to interview Emma Bell years ago when she was doing The Walking Dead at the time, playing Laurie Holden's sister. And I was just kind of like annoyed how they sort of made her a block of wood in the movie. She has so much more potential, and that was like showcased when she did Frozen. And I felt like, they weren't really giving her a lot to work with.
Sure. All right. Well, that again, 5 at number 4.
Does anybody agree with?
Go fuck yourself.
I knew as soon as you said it, I looked at you. I was like, I knew, because I'm almost positive it's his number 1. I don't know for sure, but I'm almost positive it is.
That it's my number 1?
Yeah. Yeah, I know you too well.
Oh, what a lie.
All right, Mel, what's your number 4?
I would have to say the first one.
Okay.
Is my number 4.
Eat shit, motherfucker! It's coming. Like,
like I said, it's
and only because from this point on, it's just going to be a pick of the draw of the numbers for me.
Yeah.
Because the only one I really didn't like was number 4.
Right.
okay.
So it would have either have been 5 or 1 for me.
Okay.
So
Sure.
and the only reason why I say 1 is because I think the kills in 5 might have been a little cooler.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I'm actually going to agree with Ashley here. Number 3. I feel the same way you do. I love Mary Elizabeth Winstead. One thing about this, and again, this is really, kind of shitty on my part. I don't like roller coasters anyway.
Yeah.
So the opening premonition, it didn't do much for me because I was like, I'm not going on one of those fucking things anyway, ever again.
Yeah, you are.
Ashley.
This summer, boy.
Because I got stuck on one with her when I already didn't like the fucking things. So that was no fun for us.
I actually have a story for you, Ken. So when I was, and this is such a horror movie thing, because I was like, actually, I was in high school at the time. It was for a senior trip. We went to Six Flags. I'm on Batman the Ride. So, like, there's a bunch of, seats and your feet are dangling, right? The thing goes over top of you. So 3 of my buddies are here and we're just like yakking it up. And all of a sudden, like, you just saw the thing go click, 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 click. My fucking harness went up.
Damn.
And my friends were looking at me and I'm like, and I literally said to my friends, I said, I'm going to die. And then we literally started yelling for the attendant because they were nowhere to be found. And we're like, hey, hey, hey. Thankfully, as I got to the lip, the guy came out and goes, "Oh fuck," and he just like pulled the thing down. Like I would have been done for.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
that.
that's scary.
It would have been a fucking grease spot, man.
See, and I agree with you about Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Like, I do love her, but again, there's nobody else in this movie that I think is any good. You got the guy taking pictures up skirt.
The pervy guy. There's always the pervy guy.
Yeah, and it's just like there's just so much about this movie that I feel is overrated. And again, it's not a bad movie. I prefer it to 4. If it's on, I won't be like, oh fuck. You know, I've seen way worse movies than this. If I made a 5-film collection and the worst movie in my 5-film collection was on par with Final Destination 4 or 3, I'd be proud of myself.
Yeah.
I'd be extremely proud of myself. But it's just when you compare it with the other ones, it just doesn't hold water to me. I just don't think it is as good as what these other films are. So, Dice did that, Amanda. So thank you for subscribing to them.
I think, here's the thing about 3, and like, I agree with you on all those aspects. I think, clearly this is a showcase for Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I mean, that's number 1, right? That she was going to become the star that she became. But, at the same time, it's like, I don't know, man, even the other quote unquote hero of the movie, like he was a perv too. Like all the guys are pervy.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
exactly.
It was a horrible representation of goth culture. Like,
But the fan to the head was a really cool kill.
There's definitely cool kills in the movie.
Yeah.
For sure.
The I don't know, the exercise.
When
it crushes his head. Yeah.
And I think the final
they're
act
great kills.
Kind of lost its way. I think they were trying to do something remember when the kid was trying to get revenge for his girlfriend that got killed at the hardware store? Because first of all, they're horrible employees. Okay. So that was going to happen any other day, any day aside from, that day that she got nail gunned to death. But I think they were trying to make something more with him in terms of, I don't know, kind of like the Crow Angels sort of thing. Like, some sort of immortality thing or something, or like, I'm tougher than death or whatever. And it just really just kind of, it falls flat in terms of, just what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
And then, like the death on the subway just felt a little bit tacked on.
Yeah.
It's like, well, clearly
it was just
characters. So
I just at that point was like, okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda agrees with us so far.
Nice.
Final Destination 2. I'll never forgive it for killing Alex off screen.
That is bullshit that they did that.
Team Fallen Brick.
Yeah. Like he got taken out by a brick. Come on.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
thank you for subbing to them as well. I feel like people saying 1 is the worst is going to get Ken to start choking out people like Homer with Bart.
I didn't say 1 was the worst. I said 4 was the worst.
Right.
I'm about to pop into the chat like.
That movie's so great.
I love that movie. Tony should be death personified. It would be great to have his character go looking for him, but he was never real. That would be sick.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
What can I say?
Let me ask you that, since you were spotlighting a Wayne's clip there. What do you think Scary Movie 5 is going to parody?
6?
Yeah.
Isn't it 6 coming up?
Yeah, it's 6. Yeah.
From what we've
Halloween
seen,
Kills.
Halloween Kills.
Or not
Megan.
Halloween Ends.
Halloween 2018 to Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
Megan. I'm sure Terrifier is going to be in there. I think that we can get a good, Lights Out could be in there. I think they could do Night Swim just because that movie's poop, and that's a really easy one to make fun of.
Yeah.
I think they want to take down A24 because it's so pretentious. You know what I mean?
I would say Hereditary. I think will probably be on there.
Probably.
That's for Bloodworth. Like who? No one's here with that name. That would be so dope. Yeah. That would be so sick, Ty. Final Destination 2 at number 4. The opening accident and Evan's ladder kill were amazing, but everything else was just okay. I hated how they treated Alex and Clear.
Yeah.
3 is my number 4. 5 is number 4. 4 is number 2. That Nick guy is great and Fired Up. Never seen Fired Up. It's not so hot in comparison. Hey, thanks for becoming a member, Carbonite. We appreciate you. You guys can become a member now for as low as 99 cents a month by clicking the link down in the description. Not only do you get early access to every single video, you help to support the channel. So we appreciate it so much. Carbonite, thank you for becoming a member. It really means a lot.
I'm proud of you. You know that. I hope you do.
Thank you, buddy.
He's going to make this like the Barry Gibb talk show. I'm going to have to turn around and go, do you have anything to add? No, I don't.
You know, honestly,
I knew.
I'm trying to, like, keep my cool right now because I really want to go upstairs, bang down my neighbor's door, and throttle them fucking kids, man. Like, shit.
I love this. Ken and Ashley can't.
I know.
When we were doing our list, T. Parker, I thought you the minute I was anytime Final Destination 3 goes, oh my God, T. Parker, I'm sorry. I love you.
Wait, Ken and Ashley cancel for ranking Final Destination 3 seconds to last.
Yeah, T. Parker loves that one. I don't know if they did, honestly.
You would think after the new one comes out, they'll probably have a new box set or something, right?
Yeah,
probably
more than likely.
I went on Forward Back to one roller coasters and puked. Yeah, I'm not my thing. Not my thing.
Ken loves roller coasters.
I was one of the first 1,000 people that rode the Revolution roller coaster at Six Flags Magic Mountain. They gave me a T-shirt. Oh, that's sick. That is sick.
I like to let it go through a bunch of different people and make sure that it's safe. And then...
That would be cool if they just called this one Scary Movie just to make fun of the requel thing. Talk to me. But they grab a dick instead of grabbing a hand.
He's so funny.
That writes itself, man.
That's fucking
perfect.
brilliant, man. Yep, Scream 5 and 6 with characters getting stabbed 1,000 times. I don't blame you, kids who are running around upstairs. Yeah, she's.
It's actually Sean Wayne's character that has to touch the dick.
Yeah.
Whole, like.
Yeah. All right. So now we're up to number 3.
Is anything?
Rob, you want to start us off at number 3?
Okay, number 3. Let's see. I'm gonna go. Let's see. We got 5 already, right? 4. I'm gonna go 4. 4 is I don't know. It's fine. You know what I mean? It's fine. I do like a lot of the stuff that they did. I think the theater explosion was pretty incredible. I wasn't expecting that kind of spectacle. And apparently, the DP was, like, I think he was a stunt guy or something. So you could tell there was clearly, there was somebody with that kind of, that ability to be able to do like real kind of, stunts and stuff. And you could see, definitely with the, with the race car scene and stuff, that he clearly has an eye for that sort of thing. So, so for those reasons, I appreciate it.
Sure. Yeah. And that's fair. Like I said, that's why I love doing this. Like,
fuck yourself.
Yeah. If we all had the same list, the shit would be boring.
Yeah.
So
right.
Every time.
Yeah, but I mean, it's true. I want a hot take or two in there.
I mean, Ken and I argue over Halloween all the time, so gets him in trouble a lot.
I mean, I have good taste, and you don't.
No, my taste is way better than yours.
Okay.
So
you're gonna stay with a straight
kind of opposition, I think.
Huh?
I would get the same kind of opposition. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, she likes Halloween. It is what it is.
You are fucking grounded, mister.
Mel, you want to give us your number 3?
Number 3.
Yeah.
Okay. 3. And only because it. I mean, I love the kills. Don't get me wrong. I love the movie. It has one of my favorite death scenes in it ever. But which is, tanning beds.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very tropey.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, very tropey. And by the time you get to the third movie, you kind of feel like, damn, is this like the same plot over and over? It's like the same story being told, but with a different twist,
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what it kind of felt like when you got to that third movie.
Oh, by the way, that tanning scene, best flash cut in any fucking movie ever. Like, burning
Going from
girls
that to their coffins.
to their coffins was just
Yeah.
chef's kiss. Like,
Yeah.
it's so
So
good.
good.
No,
Yeah.
I did love that.
Ashlyn and Ashley.
Yep. Cecily and Ashley, as I like to say.
We did such a good thing.
Yeah. Fucking jeez. So number 3 for me is the
Everybody
OG.
at school sucks. By the way.
I think that I love the things that I love about the OG. Like it started everything. It's to me the best Tony Todd is in the OG because there's just the mystery about him, and they knew that that's what it was just the mystery. They didn't have to try to over explain or over analyze anything with him. I love the way that Alex would get the signs of every new kill, like when he throws the magazine and and I like the kills in this movie, like the shower hanging scene or when Stifler gets his head cut off.
Stifler,
and how every single time Stifler sees what's he's like, you dick, Carter, you dick.
Oh, he was great in the. I don't know if you guys watch it, but he was wonderful in the fucking final season of The Righteous Gemstones. By the way,
I've not seen that.
But and again, I think one is fine, but the plot holes they have in it, like with her, the cup breaking because she had hot and cold, like it's just this stupid things like that. So I don't know. There was just far too much wrong with the movie to put it any higher. And I'm going to talk about a huge plot hole here in a second, but for this movie, it's fine. It is what it is. But overall, rewatching it now as an adult as compared to when I watched it the first time, it doesn't do the same thing for me. So,
right.
So that's holy shit. Carbonite, thank you.
Thanks,
thank
Carbonite.
you so much. We appreciate you. I hope you have a great rest of your night, man.
Have a good night, Carbonite.
Love you, buddy.
Well, I don't have a video cut, but Lottie freaking dog.
So yeah, number 1 for me is at number 3. What about you, my love?
My number 3 is 2. I think that the premonition in this one is probably my favorite. It's the most scariest. I feel like it's still a fear that I have today. Like I watched this movie and I wasn't even like old enough to drive yet. And now like if I get behind a log truck, like I'm merging. Like that's what this movie did to me. So honestly, like it did really good with that. And I feel I'm not alone here because there's like memes all over about this log truck. There's
bumper stickers.
Yeah. So I know that this really resonated with a lot of people. So I think it's my favorite premonition. I like that it wasn't a bunch of like high school kids and they tried to do something different, but also like none of them were tied into each other. Like, the high school kids were, they all knew each other. They were going off
the only thing these people had in common was the accident.
So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to why they would come together and, be like, oh, this is what's happening and like put all these things together. That part doesn't make sense. I know you're about to talk about time with the log truck.
So I'll get into that.
I know you're ridiculous with that, but
it pisses me off. That's why
it's a worthy sequel in my opinion.
I haven't talked about it yet, so I obviously have it above 1.
I do hate how they just killed Alex Brown off.
Team falling brick.
Yeah, it's just, I felt like he deserved at least like a cool kill, like a brick. Really,
Fuck
like
him.
He deserved a cool
Fuck
kill.
him.
Okay.
Fuck him.
Stop.
That's all I'm saying. Fuck him.
You're ridiculous.
Well, I don't know if there's any truth to this, but like, was there some sort of discrepancy with Devin and the production company or something, and that's why they just kind of killed him off? Or
I don't. I think it was like a money issue.
Money dispute.
He's a diva. Yeah. That's all it is. He's a diva and fuck him. My number 3 is number 2. Final Destination 3, outside of Wendy and the tanning bed kill. I really don't care for anything else. 1, 3. Is that from favorite to least favorite, Nathan, or least favorite to favorite?
Yeah, because
it's probably favorite to least favorite.
Because I know he loves 3.
I say, but I don't think Nathan has number 4 as his favorite.
Yeah, and
from
also,
what I know of him,
I know that he loves 3. So.
It's my little brother, man. Come on, like I don't think that's his. I think that's front to back.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Final Destination 4. The bad CGI is hard to overlook.
It is.
3 is Final Destination 5. Dice has Final Destination 5 at number 3.
No! No!
Yeah. So we'll be putting out. So here's the thing. Next week, we're going to do our tier ranking of Final Destination. We are going to do our top 10 Final Destination kills. For those that forgot, this is Final Destination here at Sledgehammer Horror. Yeah. We're doing a lot of Final Destination for the month of May. And we are also going to be doing Friday, we'll be releasing our Final Destination 6 review. And Saturday, or probably Monday, we'll be releasing our Final Destination opening premonition tier list. We're going to be tier ranking all the opening premonitions.
I don't know if this will top 2. Like 2 is my favorite.
You guys are doing some surgery on this fucking series, man.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We've always loved the series.
Yeah,
so.
it's nostalgic, especially the first one.
Good call. Yeah. Number 3, Final Destination 5. Isaac is the worst character, while Peter and Olivia were the only interesting characters. The gymnastics and LASIK eye kills were amazing, and I love the ending. T. Parker has Final Destination.
Parker knows the names of the characters, dude. Holy shit.
Bro. Yeah. He's very intelligent.
T. Parker is the shit. One of our genuinely one of our best friends. But also,
I could name you 6 Final Destination characters if you put a gun in my head right now.
He does, however, have part 5 at number 3.
Eat shit and die, Ricky. Eat shit and live, Bill.
Son of a bitch. Love Final Destination 1, 2, and 5. I heard Final Destination Bloodlines is traumatizing. I hope so. The promo for the new movie, they put a wrap around a truck. I know. I love that. I do love that. In the UK and Ireland, it's okay. I love the new picture, Ryan. Looks good, dude.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, if the traumatizing thing is a space needle, you're not going to see my ass going up in a fucking space needle anytime soon. So you
no.
Kiss my ass.
Agree. That's why.
Or maybe it's somebody's ass falling on a space needle.
No, it's going to be I think it's going to be the needle tipping over, and then the one thing I think they've been touting for a minute now is this lady gets hit by a piano as she's like falling to her death. Or something.
Yep. And like I said, it is what it is. We'll see. I'm hoping. I just want to like the movie.
I'm sure the kills are going to be great. So
yeah.
So we're talking about all these bad things like death and sadness in the Final Destination franchise. Just to bring up something good, the Tigers had a doubleheader today, and they won the first game 10-2 and the second game 11-1. Let's go Tigers! All right, Mel, do you want to start us off with your second favorite Final Destination movie?
Shit, this is a hard one. I have to pick between those two. Damn.
It's part of the game, dear.
Let's see. I've got 5 and 2 left. You're gonna make me pick? Y'all suck.
That's
that's
the whole reason we're here.
All right, I'm gonna have to say 2.
Okay.
I love it. Don't get me wrong. That's why I keep saying I love it. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But it's one of my ultimate favorite kills is in number 5.
Okay.
So and I know everybody goes by like the story plot and everything, but I go by the kills.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
which
can roll that beautiful bean footage. I know something's coming.
Yeah. No, I agree. Mine is number 2, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Here we go.
So I have a huge problem with the premonition of number 2. So she stops, right? She's going onto the highway. She stops. She has her premonition. You know, what was it? 11 minutes, the premonition? 11 minutes and 12 seconds,
This is
I believe
your
it was.
story, my friend.
So for 11 minutes, she's sitting there like this. And her friends are like, and then she goes, and then the accident happens. If she would have just fucking drove instead of, it would have been 11 minutes ahead of the accident.
Right.
The accident would have never affected her whatsoever.
Right.
If she didn't stop there and freeze for that premonition.
Yeah, but
right.
But wasn't she blocked off at the intersection?
Yeah, there was a reason that she couldn't get through.
Yeah, but for 11
Actually,
minutes.
No, it was an on ramp.
Ashley, I'm with you. She was blocked off at the intersection.
It was an
wasn't
on ramp. She was just waiting to. Yeah, she was just waiting to get on. Remember?
Okay, well, there was a lot of fucking traffic.
But still, she watched all those people pass her in the premonition, and then it's a huge plot.
Ken's like, I'm taking this. Fuck this shit. Whoop, and just.
Though that log
Yes,
scene is
that's
there's
why
a
I
lot
have
of
my
the
own shit
that
handle with
log
him.
scene is pretty epic.
But Ashley, it's so funny because I never put it together until we were talking about Final Destination before. And it's so funny. They need to do Scary Movie 6. Listen, Wayne's Brothers, I'm here. I'm going to write this for you and it's going to work. Instead of showing the premonition,
the person that's having
just show the person having the premonition that's just like
they're still for that fucking whole entire time, and the people that are with them are like, are they having a stroke? Like, what's happening?
Like that shit
But
is
since it's
so
the Wayne's Brothers, like she'd be
funny.
like giving like a blowjob or something at the time she was having the
So, but besides that whole opening debacle, I love the kills in this movie. The one douchebag that win the lotteries when he has the ladder goes through his eye. The whole premonition is great. Like the log truck, and then the one guy that gets hit with his own motorcycle.
Yeah.
The kid that gets crushed by the glass because he's playing with the pigeons. And that one part where he's got the nose thing on, and that's so when he's in the dentist. Or when they're giving him the gas, like that whole thing is, and the fish falls in his mouth and he can't breathe. Like that is just filled with fucking anxiety.
But he doesn't die from the fish falling in.
No.
Right. But that whole time when you're watching that,
It's
you're
like
like,
the sequence of events
right.
are gonna
That is gonna kill him.
Yeah, what was he at the Finding Nemo dentist? What the fuck was all that shit?
Yeah.
Kimberly drives the ambulance.
You're just gonna have that hanging over your patient? Like, come on.
Right. Yeah, Kimberly, that part, when she's in the thing and Burke's trying to break her out of there.
Yeah, and you think that they actually
You think they beat death?
Yeah.
Then you have the one girl that's like, can you turn that down? He's like, yeah, I'll put it on silent mode. And he's trying to get her out of the thing, and she gets the fucking pipe in the head. The ending of the grill blowing up and the arm falling right on the table. Like, there's so many good things about this movie.
I know we've walked past it, but I do want to mention
premonition.
In Final Destination 5, that LASIK eye surgery scene is incredible.
Oh, trust me, we're gonna talk about that.
So yeah,
that is going to happen. But yeah, like there's just so much about this movie that I love. Like I remember when this first came out, I was like, wow, this might be my favorite movie. Like that's how much I loved Final Destination 2 when it came out. And again, you go back, you watch it through non-nostalgic lenses. You watch it as an actual reviewer, and you pick things apart, like that bullshit opening premonition, waiting 11 minutes for whatever to happen. But
Lord.
I as a kid, I was like, man, that's bullshit that they killed Alex with a brick off screen. Now I'm team falling brick. Fuck that guy. But Clear should have lived. Clear should have lived. Her death was cool. Like when you see the skin burning off her.
I get it. Like you're never going to get away from death.
I get that.
Death is inevitable, and I just.
But it would have been cool to have one person immune to it, and then trying to figure out why this person.
Room, she would have been fine.
Yeah.
No.
Should have stayed in there and just lived her days.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So for me, I'm gonna say number 2 is number 2 for me.
All right. My number 2 is Final Destination 5. Again, when you go ahead, you can cancel.
Oh, here we go.
Not number 1.
Can I just stop you there? Yeah. I've got nothing to say. I just wanted to stop you there.
Well, anyways, I will continue.
That wasn't too bad.
I got nothing to say. I just want to stop you.
You have to live together.
Exactly. But anyways, what I was saying before I got rudely interrupted by you not liking my number. The kills are great. It's very gruesome. I love the plot twist. We've already really talked about 5 and how great that plot twist was. And I actually cared about the couples, Molly and Sam. I really wanted them to have their happy ever after, go to Paris. She becomes this cook and, they live their life. And I was really rooting for them. But the ending that I got was so much better. Like, I love that. So
I think it's my favorite horror movie ending of all time.
When you see Alex and them on the plane,
Alex and Carter fighting,
like oh shit, this is not what they just did. Like I was.
We
so
had no
surprised.
idea.
Yeah.
Like we went into this blind. Like we actually didn't even want to see this movie because of how much we didn't like number 4.
Yeah.
And we were like, fuck it, let's give it a chance. And because they weren't playing, if they would have been playing it in 3D, I don't think we would have seen it in the theater. I hate 3D, but they're playing it in 3D and 2D. Yeah. So let's just go watch it. Let's see what this is all about. And when we got to that ending, I was just like, no fucking
It was shocking in a good way. I liked it. I thought that was great.
5 should have been considered the prequel.
Yeah. So I mean, it wasn't. You don't really like prequels, but I think that when they do it right and they trick you, or like they don't tell you right off the rip that it's a prequel, then it's better that way.
My 2 favorite prequels are Final Destination 5 and The Thing 2011.
Even though The Thing 2011, the CGI and that sucks too.
That movie's great.
It's actually a really good movie, and I liked how they did that. You know, that was a prequel.
Yeah, we went into that thinking it was a remake.
Yeah.
I'm just about to get into my reason of why I'll go to bat for The Thing.
Yeah, but then you watch it and you're like, oh my God, when you get to that ending scene, you're like, holy shit, these were before.
Yeah.
Like, it was so fucking cool. So number 5 is number 2 for you.
My number 2. Yeah.
All right. And then Rob, what's your number 2? You started us. No, it's your turn. You're number 2.
Final Destination 3.
Okay.
Because, well, there's actually a few reasons. The main one's Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I think, out of the entire series, she's probably the strongest actress in the series. I think that it's an unfair advantage because Mrs. Kenobi just stands out, man. You know what I mean? Like, it just, like, her performance is just incredible. And the fact that was, that was her debut is just insane. And that's another reason why I'll go to bat for The Thing, because she was incredible in that too. I just love, Mary Elizabeth Winstead's work. I love her filmography. She does, she likes to do some badass stuff. You know what I mean? She doesn't want to just do the romantic comedy or any of that stuff. That's why she worked with Tarantino. That's why she, does the Star Wars shit. She just, wants to do something a little more than, I guess what somebody like her is expected to do. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're super beautiful. Like, you should do, fucking a movie with Matthew McConaughey or something. She's like, no, dude, fuck that. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Right. She's definitely got depth in her filmography for sure.
Yeah.
I also love that he, he
liked the titties.
No. I mean, yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, like, I also love that the other protagonist is, he's a complete and utter dirtbag in the beginning. And I do like that, that evolution when it comes to him.
Yeah.
The fact that you can stand him in the beginning and, he basically gets to earn his stripes a little bit with Wendy, like as the movie goes on.
But I have to protect you because your boyfriend told me to.
Yeah, but she,
I have to take care of you.
But she, but even when he was doing that kind of shit, like, she was always a free agent. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think there's some good human story beats in 3 that I really enjoy. Is it perfect? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But it's the only one of these movies I think that is 4 is probably, the weak one. But anybody that has 3, like T. Parker, I know he loves 3. Nathan, I know he loves 3. I can't argue against it. It's just not for me. So, the dentist scene gave me bad anxiety. Final Destination 5, best ending in the franchise. The bus kill from part 1 is one of the best kills. Absolutely.
I feel like they do that one to death too. Like the loud, like getting ran over by a bus. They do it again in 3, I think. Yeah.
I hardly remember part 2, but I do remember the road scene. Final Destination 1 at number 2. Love how serious it is with a little bit of humor. Truly atmospheric, suspenseful, and felt like a slasher film with an invisible killer like death covering his tracks after Todd's kill. Love that part. 1, 5, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Give them the benefit of the doubt, the premonition at probably a few seconds instead of a real. I don't care, Bobby. It'd still be funny to see someone going for 11 minutes. The barbed wire fencing too was great too. Which, I can't remember his last name, but he did great in that. 5 is my favorite. 5 is good. Oh, okay. Soul Survivor. It was supposed to be an X-Files episode.
It was.
Upon the students, how did Clear knew where Kimberly lived?
Oh my God! Does anybody remember Soul Survivor? SOUL. or no,
Yeah.
was it SOLE? I can't remember, but the one that was like the remake or whatever. I dug that fucking movie. I don't know why, but it does feel very Final Destination in terms of, that's the type of filmmaking that they did back in the, like get the fresh face actors,
right,
from, whatever, and I just love that era of horror.
Which this is very true. Yeah. I saw 2, 3D, and 5 in theaters. There's so much. Yeah. I can't wait for 6 in the theater.
Yeah.
T. Parker, because you had 3 at number 2, he said, I'm proud of you, right, Rob? I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, T. Appreciate that.
And I couldn't stop thinking about Final Destination 3 in the roller coaster scene. Yes, she is. I've never dealt with death before, thank God. It's not a fun thing to deal with.
The Stargirl actor is the one that plays the grandmother, the younger version?
I think so.
Okay.
The one that has the opening premonition?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, guys. So now we're up to number 1. I don't think it's any secret. I think everybody that knows me knew before we started this list that number 1 for me was going to be part 5.
Yeah, considering you attacked everybody that didn't have it at 1.
I agree.
Yeah. You don't agree.
You have the Joker thing going where we just go, here we go.
Yeah, right.
This is going to be a wild one.
This movie is just so fucking good. Like, I'm with you. I love our 2 leads in this movie. I think they have better chemistry than Alex and Clear and Wendy and Perv Guy and whatever the fuck number 4 was. But I just, like you said, you wanted these 2 to make it so badly. And even though this movie was shot and filmed for 3D, there are scenes that looks 3D
like
still.
When he's falling in the that like sheet metal
goes
through
and
him or whatever.
it goes right at the camera.
Yeah, it looks horrible.
And then the rebar when that goes through the one guy and it comes right, but it doesn't look as bad as 4 does.
No.
Like it doesn't look awful like part 4 did with its CGI and 3D effect. And the LASIK eye surgery scene, holy shit. That was so fucking epic.
Okay, I have an issue with that one.
Okay.
Why is he hooking her up to all of that and then leaving the room for a fucking chart? Like, come on.
You know what? You're right on that. You're right. Because no professional would ever fucking do that.
All you have to do is push your little dingy thing and ask the clerk to bring the chart. Like, why are you hold
on. Me talking about Kimberly waiting 12 minutes.
Yes, mine is more logical. Yes.
Well, she's in the field.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, for me, like that kill is great. Like,
plug your baby ears, Mel. That actress was a smoke show too, so
Yeah, she's hot.
The Buddha kill, because that guy's a piece of shit.
Okay, that's my favorite kill of all time.
Yes.
The Buddha kill.
Yeah.
The needles. That is my favorite kill of all time.
Not only is he like an asshole, he's literally taking stuff from like dead people's desks.
Yeah.
Like,
and I do want to say that, like,
the most.
Yeah,
out of all of them.
Hints that this was a prequel.
Yeah.
Like they had the date on the.
They did.
On the,
I was just gonna say, like, when you watch this a second time, you pick up on so many hints. Oh man, but we weren't looking for them.
Right.
So they were placed very subtly and very well. I also love, because I've always said, like, even if you're not religious, don't fuck with religious icons. Don't fuck with religious imagery. Like, and he goes in and he's talking shit to Buddha. I'm like, that's not good.
Well, and he slaps his belly.
Yeah, that's not good for you, buddy. And I will say that no Final Destination movie made me laugh as hard as this one. When they're at the funeral, he's like, why did they say my name? Because they think he's dead.
Yeah.
And then the one guy, that's the Sixth Sense reference. I see people.
Yeah.
They're like, we were laughing out loud in the movie theater at that scene. And then obviously the gymnastics kill is just so fucking gnarly.
And you do get a lot more of Bloodsworth in 5.
Yes, Bloodworth. You get 2 different scenes of Bloodworth in this movie. So obviously more Tony, better for me. So you get 2 different scenes of Bloodsworth and what he's able to bring to the table. I love the ending. It's heartbreaking when you see Alex and Carter fighting on the plane. You're just like, no. And then when you see her fly out the window and you see him just sitting in that seat burning, like, you're just like, no, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is so devastating and so heartbreaking. And then right after that, the engine falls on the last guy when he's in the bar.
Yeah.
The one last guy that's in the bar, the engine falls on
you
him.
think that he outdid death because the other guy took, he died, but then you find out like he was going to die any day. He had a heart attack.
Yeah, or
So,
what was it?
he had a
embolism or whatever.
He had a coronary.
Something like that.
Well, not to get
but
political.
I tell you what, though, I like that hook kill was really cool.
Yes.
Yes.
Not to get political, but like the plane crash is the most relevant lately. So
yeah,
for sure.
Especially now.
Scary.
Yeah, I couldn't. When we sat in the theater in disbelief, like I said, like when they're getting on the plane, you're like, cool, and even at that point, I still honestly I didn't put two and two together, and I pride myself on being able to grab twists out of movies. Like I'm pretty good usually at figuring them out, and I still wasn't getting it. And when I saw Alex and Carter, I was just like, oh, like I felt the air leave. Even right now, I got little emo goosebumps just talking about it. I was just like, no fucking.
It's kind of like when you see Bruce Willis in the end of Split. You know what I mean? Like the same kind of.
Trust me, that was another huge one for me in the movie theater. I audibly went, "Oh shit!" Like everybody around me was like, "What? Fuck all of you! Go home tonight and watch Unbreakable."
Swine.
Yeah, you get the fuck out of here. You go watch Unbreakable right now.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I was seriously blown away by this movie and how much I actually liked it. And even going back, like if I want to put on a Final Destination movie to just sit and hang out, this is the one I will pick to put on. I even the idea of killing somebody to get your spot back, like Bloodsworth went really dark in this one.
And that kitchen scene, that kitchen fight scene.
There's a great choreography, great stunts, and like I said, when I tell you guys, I laughed so fucking hard at that one part when he's like, "Why did he say my name? I'm not dead." Like me and her would quote that for so long after that. So my favorite in this franchise, hands down, undoubtedly, Final Destination 5.
All right. Okay. That's fine. Mine is number one. Purely nostalgic. My dad took me to see this in the theater. I loved it. It was in my love for Devon Sawa era. I used to love him. And
so that's why you're like, fuck that guy.
No, I have real reasons to say fuck that guy, but
I liked Clear and Alex Browning. I like their relationship. You do have your meatbags in this one too that you're like, I don't care if they die, but that's just this franchise for you. And I don't know, just like it was this unique like slasher, like death is your slasher, and it's something that was new back in 2000 that hadn't been done yet. So I love this movie, and I used to have the DVD and I used to watch it all the time. So
yes, guys, we're that old.
We are that old that we get to go to Blockbuster and
rent it and never take it back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then you get like a charge on your account. You have to pay it up.
Have guys showing up in
like
suits.
$35.
Right, for real.
Yeah.
Because the movie was cheaper to buy, in the store.
Yeah. We're here looking for your
now you can go to Walmart and go into the bins.
Yeah, $5.
Yeah, probably all 5 of them in one box. Yeah,
probably.
Horror fans, if any indication of turkey neck is going on, like, we're older.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, just a little bit.
I'm probably the oldest one here, so.
So, what's your number one, Rob?
I'm gonna let my love go first here.
Okay.
So.
Oh shit! I get to go first for a change. Thanks, babe. I love you. Number 5. You're gonna
get lambasted. Oh no, maybe not because he said 5 too. But yeah, go ahead. Tell him my fault.
All right, so I would have to say number 5. The kills are absolutely stellar, and you were absolutely correct with that twist in the end when you find out that this is actually the prequel. This is the one that started them all off. Oh my god, I absolutely love that. The death of the short, bald little shit who deserved to die because he was stealing from dead people. Go figure. You steal you steal a gift certificate from a dead guy to go get a happy ending. Yeah, he got a happy ending already. Happy Buddha right to the head.
A happy ending for us,
right? But I really liked when it showed like the needles actually just crushing into him. It was like I like to get into the violence of the kills and stuff like that. And
Well,
I absolutely enjoyed the kitchen scene, the fight in the kitchen. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Korean horror movies when they would just kind of grab anything and everything and turn it into a weapon. Absolutely loved that. But you were right. Like, you really wanted the couple to win, to actually be able to, like, go to France, start their life. Like, you know, what, you beat the system. Yay. Good you. No, you didn't. It started all over again. And
right,
you're dead.
Well, you know, like, I know it's a different thing, but like, you know, I know you guys had said that you also love the monkey too. And I think the reason why I love the monkey is that, like, you know, the monkey, you know, itself to me felt like more of just a personification. Because if you remember, the mother, Tatiana Maslany, said to her kids, she's like, look, death happens. Like, you know, it's either, you know, sometimes it's, you know, just really fucked up, or, you know, like you get to, you know, go to bed and like die in your sleep, but it happens either way. And, you know, like, I think that, you know, the one thing we didn't mention when it comes to Final Destination is, you know, I do appreciate the whole kind of falling dominoes mousetrap effect of everything.
Yeah.
The fact that death is stalking you. Death is
and plus when
literally
it's coming, they like zoom in on all the chain of events that's happening, like, you know, just the screw falling and the water, and like, it's all, you get to watch this event of shit that happens that shouldn't be happening.
Exactly.
Like, when I used to work in food service, like, you know, if somebody like you know, dropped a fork or something, like, I pick it up right away, like, you know, and it's because of this series. Like, I would always say to somebody, like, you're going to Final Destination yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
awesome. But yeah, I
awesome.
totally agree with you on that, with the whole, the little nuances where you actually see where death is moving stuff. Even when, like, you see the liquid being moved and you know it doesn't move by itself like that. So death is literally like, yeah, fuck you, guess what? I'm going to go do this. Oh, you moved? Okay, I'm going to go over this way. And this
and
little
how death
things.
could realistically just be like, hey, I'm going to stop your heart.
Yeah.
And
but
that's
instead,
the one thing I know you know, like.
But I think Death wanted revenge because they cheated Death.
Right,
So Death's
right. That's what I mean. Like,
instead of you going
just
out
been like,
nicely, and now I'm gonna fuck you up. You know
Right.
what I mean?
In the worst way.
Well, we met you'd ripped me for the, you know, for the first installment, but the towel kill that was,
which
you know,
one?
like I said, like, you know, when it comes to the mythology, like, you know, obviously, like, you know, it's supposed to run like a game of mousetrap, but like, you're gonna get strangled by a towel. I mean, come on, like,
You
that's
know,
a little much,
if you
right?
piss a woman off enough, that could happen.
No, I'm saying it's just it's a fucking ghost towel.
You said that, and Mel was over here like,
You just made the list.
all right, Rob, you want to talk about your favorite?
Okay. If anybody's been paying attention to our list, my first is Final Destination 2, because I think that the characters are probably the most likable in the series for me. I think AJ Cook was a standout. I think she did a wonderful job. And, you know, the fact that she was able to be the only, you know, woman, you know, obviously she was the only one that got the opportunity to do it, but, you know, Claire's a tough bitch. And for her to stand up for her, you know, to her like that was just like, okay, well, clearly there's something to this character. And, you know, again, like, that's something obviously that the producer saw too in her performance, was like, that's the only one that could stand up to Ali Lauder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also think that, I mean, that you can ask my wife, like, that is my ultimate fear, is the highway. I'm terrified of the highway. And a lot of it has to do with this movie.
Yeah.
I believe it.
To the point where he doesn't drive. I drive.
I'm terrified.
Yeah, he doesn't drive. I drive.
Yeah.
I literally, if we're doing a long distance driving, I'm kicking him in the back seat. And
That's awesome.
Because it's just because I think it's something with the whole being up front and seeing,
Well, I was in a really serious accident many years ago, due to a person's negligence, and like just, you know, seeing, you know, cars fishtail into other cars, and, hitting the, like steering, or hitting the dashboard with my head and like, walking around with like, blood gushing out of it. Like, like that just fucking affected me forever. And like, dude, like, just the thing about the highway, it's not even just, the log thing. It's such an irrational fear, I think. But like, you've got like 80, 90 other people in front of you that are just, like all, from different subsets of, driving. Some of them maybe don't have a license at the time or something, like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like it's the scariest fucking thing.
Or you could have somebody that's having road rage and they're weaving in and out of traffic and they blow
or
a
someone
tire.
drinking and driving.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring up old wounds, but she lost a cousin because of him trying to save his girlfriend from a final destination situation.
My cousin Kyle actually was on Valentine's Day and he was taking her to work, and he turned the car so he would take the blow over her. She survived and he died.
I would definitely not do that for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would do that for you too.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
said he wouldn't.
I said I wouldn't.
I know. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
You gotta have
really...
something for yourself to hit after that.
But no, but that it was actually his fiance. So that woman is devastated for the rest of her life. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's not like she, caused it.
Yeah.
She
didn't cause it.
I think it's the most. I think it's the most realistic fear. I think it's like Final Destination 2 is definitely the Jaws of the franchise. Like, you know what I mean? Where like Bruce the Shark was the reason why a lot of people didn't go in the water for years. You know what I mean? There's memes and GIFs and all kinds of shit for fucking, for over a decade, well over a decade. That like just focuses on, like, oh, there's a logging truck. I'm over here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
but I think it has more to do with it just being a logging truck. It was a very extreme pileup.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that they go into detail of showing how each of these people die, and the one guy like burning alive in his car.
Yeah.
I think that is something that is a deep-rooted fear for a lot of people. Being in an accident like that,
I love that one dude gets killed by, killed by classic Incubus is playing. I think that's awesome. I love TC Carson. Of course, if you guys aren't familiar, he was the original voice of Kratos in God of War. His performance is amazing, especially when he puts the gun to his own head.
Oh yeah, I think he's pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
And then the odds of having 6 malfunction. Oh, that whole scene is amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. And, like the whole thing with the guy who just happens to be in the elevator and he's like sniffing her hair and he just happens to have this like basket full of like, yeah, like that's so fucking weird. Like,
creepy.
I love it.
Creepy little fucker.
I love it. Like there's just so much to say that's so good about 2. Obviously, the main thing for me is that out of the entire series, that one feels like the most standalone from anything else. You know what I mean? Like, Slate, and they were just like, you know what? If we're going to come back and we're going to do something, it's going to be on our terms, and we're not going to reinvent. We're not going to, like just do the wheel over again. We're going to actually do something unique with it.
And they did.
Yeah.
And
that ending where the fucking barbecue pit blows up and the arm goes onto the dinner table.
That was so sick.
Fantastic.
Loved it. Agree, Castellar. They totally hinted there.
Right.
So, that was a cool idea in part 3, though. The photos to see who died when. That was a good idea. Final Destination 2, top 25 for sure. Oh, hell
that was in the cafe, right? Where they show the different pictures.
Yes.
No, she had the camera.
No, the camera for the carnival.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That was awesome.
And
they did show how to beat it with a pregnant woman, but she wasn't supposed to be in the pileup. Remember, that's where that came from, because they were like, "Oh fuck, she didn't die. She was watching the pileup as it happened because she was 11 minutes ahead."
And he just mentioned the pregnant woman in Final Destination 2. that actress playing that character was so fucking adorable. You know what I mean? Like, you just want to see her survive. You know what I mean?
The pregnant woman.
Yeah.
Stop on it! Hurry up! I'm having a baby here.
Yes.
I'll fucking kill
He wanted
you.
the hot young masseuse and got the old lady instead. He fucking deserved it.
She pretended that she didn't know how to speak English. I love that.
Yeah, that was great. I told you. T. Parker. Wendy and Kevin are the best duo. Love the story they developed from the two acquaintances to friends. Perfect blend of camp and horror. The transition shots from tanning beds to coffins. Cinema. It is, for sure. Rest in peace, Mr. Todd.
Deep cinema.
2 is 3. Number 1 is Final Destination. Part 1 is good and a classic. Part 5 is really good. So do we. That's where we got ours too. All 5. And I bet you it's the same one too, Dice.
Right? Exactly. That bargain bin at Walmart is great. You can
Love
find
it.
some freaking gold in there, man.
Yeah. Absolutely amazing.
Oh, another
space.
thing with Final Destination 2, I played the fuck out of that DVD.
Bronson says happy early Mother's Day to you and you. So thank you, Bronson.
Thank you.
And thank you for being a member for 20 months. We love you, buddy. The bridge scene is great too. See, and that's the other thing I didn't get to really touch on in Final Destination 5. That's a huge fear of mine. You know, because we live in Michigan, obviously driving over the Mackinac Bridge, and then you get shit like that. And I was like, oh, well, that's a whole big bag of fuck you. I'm not doing that shit no more.
That's where we moved from.
Yeah,
we moved from there like what 12 years ago.
Yeah. So if you guys don't understand the fucking like the logistics of the Michigan highways, dude, a lot of it's like fucking pole position. It's insane.
It is like Final Destination.
Michigan roads in general are like that.
In rush hour.
Shit. Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. It's terrible. And we're going there tomorrow for the Tigers game. We'll probably just walk because fuck that. You and Ashley check out
we live close to Atlanta, so that
I mean, I know that I'm not safe in the car with you, so because you wouldn't save me apparently.
Oh, stop. I thought it was Most Def too. The first time I see it, I was like, oh, Most Def. But it definitely is not.
Yeah, he's talking about T.C. Carson
log
from
down the highway. That's so fucking
yeah,
funny.
if you pay attention to his voice, that's Kratos from God of War.
Yeah. I think it looks great. Like from the teaser, how the dad steps on the piece of glass and the lawnmower runs over his head. I think it's going to be good, man. I'm very, very excited for Final Destination Bloodlines. So Final Destination will continue on Sledgehammer Horror. We're going to be doing our next week. We'll be joined by the amazing Evan from Rockland Graves and Cody Leach to rank our top 10 Final Destination kills. Next week, we'll also be releasing our Final Destination Bloodlines review. And then the week after, we'll be doing our Final Destination tier list, ranking the franchise in tiers, including Final Destination 6, and our premonitions, including Final Destination 6. So make sure you're checking that out. If you haven't already, we have Till Death Do Us this way. Till Death Do Us Screams links all down in the description. So make sure you're following them on social media, subscribing to the YouTube channel so you become a part of their family as well. I promise you're not going to regret it. Rob and Mel, please don't go anywhere. We got a couple more questions for you.
Okay.
Everyone else, if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. It does help build the channel more than you know. And follow Sledgehammer Horror on social media. Those links are in the description as well.
Well, just so you guys know, we are going to be doing Evil Dead Rise for Mother's Day, and we're going full Monty, baby. I'm gonna be dressed like Beth. She's playing Alyssa Sutherland. We got the cheese grater, so come join us when we drop the episode.
Go check it out, guys.
All you gotta do is subscribe, and you'll be one of the first ones to know that is out. So make sure you're doing that and hitting that subscription bell. But until next time, guys, keep talking horror.
Stay who you are.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys.